Correct.
at our house to console us a bit during this time. There's been just a preponderance of videos on the internet of all our musician friends playing, which is nice.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about this snare that you brought here today? Is this the one that you pick out to put beside you in bed?
No.
It's not.
No, that's Stevie.
Oh, right. Oh, hi, Stevie Ray. This man has a girlfriend named Stevie Ray, which is like 15 extra points for a musician.
She makes me look better for sure. Or look worse if you're standing next to her. I don't really want to look about that, but no, this is one that Seth Gardner, we were playing in church. We were behind stage and we were looking at snares, so I want a new snare. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Oh man, you got to get this." And if you know Seth, he loves making other people buy stuff.
Right.
So you can kind of check it out.
I'm kind of that way.
You should get that, man. That's what he does. He goes, so he pushed me and I bought it, but it's not your typical snare. It's 14, but it's 8 inches deep, which is 2 inches deeper than most snares. Maybe 1.5 inches if you get a 6.5, but it gives me more range to do some stuff. I can tune it way low. Right. Which I kind of started out doing that, playing at the smaller venues around here. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of venues in Rapid. The main one that we play at is 445, and they've been tremendously good for us. But it's really hard for drummers to play because it's so small. Right. So you really have to throw some jellies in the heads, tape, as you can see here. Now, cymbals, you have to really watch how you hit them. But there's a lot that goes into just trying not to overpower everybody.
Did you say throw some jellies in the heads?
Yes.
Could you explain that for us?
Jellies are basically little 1x1 squares.
Okay.
For the 90s kids, gack.
Okay.
It's just little jelly things that stick on your drum heads and it'll kill.
It's just kind of a mute.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep. This was the same thing. I wish I had more jellies.
Right.
And a drummer can never really have enough of them. But you can put them upside down of cymbals. You can put them in heads. You can deaden the sound of a lot of things that way.
Jellies.
Something
I'd never heard of till just now. Thank you, my show.
Peanut butter and jellies. Yes.
So, different heads do different things. Is this the head you usually use?
This is one that actually Seth bought. So he borrowed this from me.
Okay.
And the next show, I actually put some blood on it, as you can see.
Oh, I can. Oh, dear.
Yeah, my knuckles I hit once in a while.
Oh, when you get excited.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But no, this is a pretty standard head. You can get thicker ones. You can get clear, black,
right.
This and that. This is about as standard as you get. Just the Remo Emperor. Nothing to it much. I don't have a problem with it. Right. That's a good man. He knows what he's doing.
Right.
So I trusted him.
Is this your main snare that you use in the kit with flannel?
Yeah.
Do you bring a backup?
I have a little piccolo snare as a backup.
Okay.
And I bought the piccolo originally to play at 445 because it was smaller. It was just that. It's only 13 inches, but it's not near as overpowering.
Right.
It's way more poppy. It's just a lot more snap to it, which requires
jellies.
There you go.
I'm so proud of myself right now.
Yes.
Thank you, Danny.
No, definitely. But I don't know. A lot of different musicians around here have actually played this. Oakley's played it from Annie Get Your Grunge.
Okay.
Shane might have played it. He's actually messed around with it, and he's giving me a lot of compliments on it.
Okay. Shane being Shane Funk of Judd Hoos.
Correct.
That's who we're talking about? Okay.
Yes, so.
Welcome on the show, buddy.
Yeah, get him on here.
Yeah.
No, it's just kind of a little uniqueness to it because it's so deep.
Right. It is. It looks like a small tom.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to mix, though, so apologize to Scott. Because I know he's mixed a couple times, and it's not the easiest one to get through a microphone.
Scott
to make
Gooch is a pro.
Yes.
This thing is
and I'm sure
amazing.
he's wrestled with it. Mike Grosick, from Judd, who's obviously he's
right.
Something about it being big, maybe I don't know.
Right.
But when I've tightened it up quite a bit, and
so
easier.
You've bloodied your knuckles on the rim.
Correct.
Have you ever punched through it during a performance?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've punched through a snare head. I've punched through a kick drum. Not any rack toms or floor toms.
Okay.
I've cracked cymbals, but I play kind of hard.
Right.
He
does.
It's just been me. I've had people at church tell me because I play at Fountain Springs.
Okay.
And they rock it out there. They're as loud as anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But I still get, hey, can you hit the cymbals a little softer?
Yeah.
And I tell them yes every time, and they look back at me.
Not so much.
He's not going to. But
tell us, I wanted this first drum one to be super simple, and also because of COVID-19, I want everything to be super simple. We have one piece. Tell us about the rest of your kit, your standard kit.
The rest of my kit is a Barton.
A Barton.
Not a lot of people have heard about it.
No.
They're custom from California.
Okay.
I bought it from Seth Gardner in town here. He loved him so much that he bought another one. And so I kind of bugged him about this one. And I've heard it plenty of times. Because he plays Notably Sound. And I go to most of their shows because James in it, and I go to support all those guys, and they're fantastic. So I've heard it on big stages. I've heard it on small stages. Everywhere. And I go, if you ever want to get rid of that, let me know. Right? It's just it's a little 4-piece maple kit. Nothing too crazy about it.
Right.
Pretty standard, but it's something about it sounds good.
Do you have any sort of wild things like a double kick or anything like that?
I've wanted to mess around with them. It's for fun, just something else to do.
Right.
But I've never wanted to be incorporated with how I play.
Okay.
I'm not my style of music, I guess.
Right.
No double kicks, no nothing crazy. I don't know China cymbals.
Loud, funky, and simple.
I have really big cymbals. If you want to say something that's unique about my kit, I have 16-inch hi-hats.
Okay.
They're actually, one's a Zildjian Dark Hay Crash that I turned into a hi-hat. And then I bought the biggest Sabian cymbal I could find for the bottom.
Oh.
And then I have 19 Crash from T-cymbals. And then I have a 21 and a 24-inch Swing King.
Okay.
So that's
big.
one of the biggest cymbals I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
I saw Brandon Sprague's band. Brandon Sprague's band had a 26.
Oh, wow.
And that's the biggest I've seen.
Now we have a competition.
So I got to find a 28, right?
And Sticks, like a true musician, he had to buy a set when he got here today. What do you usually use and why?
This is going to sound really cheesy.
No, it's not.
So I'm a big John Mayer fan.
Okay.
And Steve Jordan has a signature stick.
Let me take that back. Okay, go on.
So I play him.
Steve Jordan
is the drummer for John Mayer.
John Mayer's drummer. Okay.
Yeah. Feels good.
It feels good and you like it?
Yeah.
Do you ever, I've mentioned brushes several times. I'm a country guy. Do you ever use brushes?
I have before.
Right.
Nothing I'm excited about.
Right. Yeah.
It's just one of those, I'm not a bluegrass guy.
Right.
It's not a country guy. I like being loud. We've talked about this. So, yeah. I've played a lot of different sticks. I've played smaller ones. If you want to be a little quieter, 445, and a good example. Loud American, I can be as loud as I want.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah. And so we started off playing with Judd Husser a couple times, and I had to play Shane's kit.
Right.
Shane's like 6'6", okay? I'm not. I'm like 5'7".
Right.
So I grab a stick bag, and I have mine, break a couple, pulling out of his. They're enormous. Swinging a baseball bat at the stuff. I was like, Shane, your sticks are huge. So there's a lot of variety in sticks.
Right.
I mean, he doesn't play that, but he doesn't play as hard as I do, so he doesn't have to.
Right. When the stick comes down from that far up, you don't have to put so much force into it.
Yeah, but going up is tough. No, Shane.
Do you, when you have to sit in on somebody else's kit, do you bring your own throat?
I never do. I just mess with it.
Okay.
I will move that.
Yeah.
And there's only a couple things that you're going to move on somebody else's kit and feel okay with it. That's probably the throne and the hi-hat.
Okay.
Other than that, the snare maybe.
Right.
But other than that, I'm not going to touch anything else.
And that is an essential part of a drummer's kit that I overlooked till just now. What kind of throne do you use?
Seth had me get the sparkliest Ludwig. I don't even know what it is. I can't even tell you. But that's, like I said, Seth, he's like, hey, you should get that.
Right.
And I was just, at the time, I wanted my kit, right?
Right, yeah.
I was like, go shake for a throne. He's like, oh, get that one, man. And it's just sparkles everywhere. I was like,
right.
All right.
For a band called Flannel, it sounds perfect.
Yeah.
I've never noticed it, though.
You will now.
You need. I will now. You need to show it off more though.
How? It's in the back?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Spin around, do something.
Nobody sees me anyway. So
well,
cool.
you're back there. You're kind of short, sitting down. Yeah. What else do we have to talk? Do you still have your Ludwig accent?
No.
Okay. You
I don't have my accent, and I've had a little breakbeat before that too.
Okay.
Or after that, in between my current kit. The Ludwig breakbeats. If you're ever going to start playing drums, get those.
Okay.
Or something very similar to it. It's a very small kit. Caleb Britton got me on that because he played downtown quite a bit, and they're easy to move.
Right.
It's a very small set. I mean, I think the kick drum's an 18. The floor tom's maybe a 14 and like a 13. Like
right.
12, or maybe even 11, actually. So my snare drum is bigger than the first tom.
Okay.
So it's a very small kit, but it sounds great mic'd.
Right.
Scott's actually probably mixed for it before, and does fine. Does what you need to do. It just... I want something different.
And one more question for the gear nerds. What is the shell on this drum?
This is a maple.
And what is the finish?
What do they call it? Cherry agave or something.
Okay. Did we ever mention the brand of snare this is? I'm not sure that we did.
This is a Ludwig.
It's a Ludwig. Okay.
Yes, sir.
A venerable company. Long history
amazing.
in the... Were you in any high school percussion?
Nothing. This is kind of funny. I went to Rhapsody Christian, smaller school.
Right.
And so the band would play at girls' basketball games or girls' volleyball games. And I was always wanting to play.
Right.
So I actually knew the drummer who was playing, and I would be like, "Can I play?" I wasn't in band. I never, but he'd get off, and I'd play. And Mr. Bryant would look back and be like, and he has to keep going. He's like, "Just don't." He's like, "I know you can play. Just don't do it again." Next game, out there playing, and he just giggles. So he got to the point where he was okay with it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he liked it.
So
it was kind of fun.
You were kind of a band imposter.
Yes.
Which makes a great story here on Old
Band
Faithful.
crasher.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
For crashing the band.
Yeah. I just wanted to play.
Yeah.
And everybody's been there.
You didn't want no schooling. You just wanted to rock and roll. At the girls' basketball game.
Anywhere.
Right.
People were there. I wanted to play.
We would do this, but we can't.
I know.
Yeah.
All
right.
We're good.
You gonna play us a little something? We gotta do like a warm up thing.
There's nothing.
Remember my sponsorship with Trask Hay LLC, 5150858, and a new addition for the time being, suggested by my buddy Scott Miller. Dr. Dre says, "Wash your hands." Ladies and gentlemen, Danny De Lange.
Wash your hands. That's how it sounds.
Yay!
Unless you want to grab a guitar, we can play some.
No, we're good.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll call you out. You call me out.
Well, I play left-handed.
Oh, it'd be so tough to switch seats.
Actually, you know what? I have one in the car.
No worries.